Most developers believe they need to master everything before they can charge premium rates. This is the foundational lie that keeps you stuck in skill accumulation mode. You're always waiting for a permission slip that never comes, meaning you're waiting for permission to charge what you deserve. My friend, the market does not care how much you know. It cares about one thing. Can you solve my problem better than anyone else I can afford? That's it. You're looking in the wrong direction if you think more knowledge automatically means more income. This belief keeps you focused on your resume, certificates, technology, instead of focusing on the client's wallet. The market rewards solutions, not expertise. You probably can already solve valuable problems. You just need to shift your focus towards what truly matters. So today, I'm going to share with you a story that proves how chasing credentials fucking fails. Welcome to the presentation. The gas station attendant who learned business the hard way. This lie leads directly to the story. This is the minimum wage MBA. It's about this guy who worked at a gas station, studied business for years, and got this big MBA. He thought the degree was his ticket to a high paying job, but nothing fucking happened. Companies wanted MBAs with 5 years of experience. He was overqualified for entry level roles and underqualified for other jobs he actually wanted. He spent years and thousands of dollars on credentials the market didn't fucking value. This is exactly what happens to developers who chase frameworks and certifications without understanding what the market actually pays for. You're getting the MBA or you're getting the certifications or you're doing the courses, but you're not getting the job. You're not getting the clients. Your wallet is not getting fatter and fatter and fatter. You're not getting better job opportunities. You're not making more money, my friend. And you're secretly afraid of getting let go. Okay? This is why I'm making this video. This is for you. It's for you, my friend. So, the time you spent accumulating credentials could have been spent solving real problems. This shows us clearly that degrees and certifications are not a business model. So, I'm going to be direct with you. Credentials do not create income. Knowledge and income are completely separate things. You can have a PhD in computer science and charge $25,000 an hour. You can have a bootcamp certificate and charge $250 an hour. The difference isn't knowledge, it's positioning. The market pays for outcomes, not credentials. You can have all of these skills, you can know it all, and you can still charge minimum rates if you don't know how to apply them to a painful problem. So, most developers have it backwards. They think, hey, I'm gonna get better at coding so that I can scale my hourly rate, charge more. That's wrong. Knowledge is just the table stakes. Knowledge is just the table stakes. It's not the game. I'm gonna repeat that. Knowledge is not the table stakes. It's not the game. The real trap is thinking that more skill will fix your income problem. So, this is the skills forward trap most developers fall into. I have worked with hundreds of developers by now, and I've seen this firsthand multiple times a day. You decide you need to learn something new, maybe Kubernetes or Snowflakes or AI. You spend months learning it. You get a certificate, you can post it on social media, whatever. And then you just hope with your arms closed, maybe Madre Teresa, Virgen Maria, something. You hope someone needs exactly what you just learned. You hope they'll pay you what you want, and this is effectively a gamble. This is gambling, not a strategy. You're pushing your skills toward the market and hoping something sticks. Especially nowadays, people think they're gonna do this startup and go viral and change the world and be famous and make all this money without no pain or no needing to learn sales or market needs or having to talk to people on a daily basis to find their problems so that you can solve it. You're pushing your skills toward the market. You have it backwards. You learn some shit and then you push it in the market. You fucking load your shotgun with all your certificates and pa 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 spray the whole market, so hoping that something sticks. Okay, so you're making decisions based on what's interesting to you, bro. That is what we call the II syndrome. Avoid the II syndrome. Okay, so here's the deal. You need to base your decisions on what the market actually pay for. Most developers live here and wonder why they're stuck. You end up with a new skill, fancy technology, and the same fucking income and the same fucking quiet fear that you might be let go real fucking soon. So we need to flip. We need to flip the script, bro. We need to flip the strategy. The skills forward trap is exhausting. The solution is market backwards model. Market backwards model. Market backwards model. Instead of starting with your skills, you start with the market. You ask, hey, what problem do people have? And then you ask, what skill solved the problem? And then you ask, do I have that skill or can I learn it? This is how every successful business starts. It's not about being the best developer, the most capable, the most competent, the most zen, the most connected, high vibration, manifesting. It's about being useful to people who will pay you. When you start with the market, you're not competing on skill or certificates or whatever. You're competing on understanding. You understand what is needed in the market, and that understanding is worth money. Clarity equals cash. Clarity equals cash. And a lot of clarity equals a lot of cash. Understanding what the market needs is worth money and a lot of money. This model actually works. I read about it in Alex Hormoz's new book, Business Models and Mental Business Models. So this model actually works. It's been proven. So this model works because people pay for solved problems, not expertise, not certificates. So here we go. We just established that market backwards model is the way to go. And this is the core rule that underpins everything together. People don't pay for expertise, they pay for problem solved. Okay? A business owner doesn't care if you know 5 different programming languages or if you have 20 different PhDs in computer science. They care that their website is low and is losing them customers. They care that their checkout process is broken. Solving that problem, and they will pay you. Solve the problem, they will pay you. Solve the problem, they will pay you. Solve the problem, they will pay you. Market needs, and then the solution. The solution doesn't need to be elegant or use the latest fucking framework. It needs to work and make the problem go away. To this day, friends, we have multi-million-dollar businesses using Windows XP. Straight up. This is why mediocre developers who understand business problems makes more money than you. And some people don't even understand code, bro, and they're making more money. So let's talk about what this means for your confidence and your rates. Let's make this about you, homie. You do not need to be the best, only better than the client. Welcome to the nitty gritty. Welcome to the ham. Welcome to the patty of the burger. You made it to this video. It's almost 10 minutes and you're still here. Good on you, bro. Welcome. You do not need to be the best. Only need to be better than the client. This will unlock your cash, my friend. Welcome. This is the permission you've been waiting for. This is the permission you've been waiting for, bro. You do not need to be the best developer in the world. Bang, bang, bang. You only need to be better than the person you're helping. If you're solving a problem For a non-technical business owner, you do not need to be a FAA. Yeah, okay. You just need to be better than the current broken solution. That's it. Plain and simple. Just one or two steps a little bit better than them technically, and you're good. You can charge them money. This is how you ethically charge premium rates. You're delivering value by moving them from broken to working. You're not overcharging, you're charging what the value of the solution is worth to them. This principle works at every scale, from a solo freelancer to a multi billion dollar tech company. I've seen it firsthand. Let's look at Stripe. Okay? Stripe didn't start because Patrick, owner, and John Collison wanted to become payment processing experts. Okay? Welcome to the real world, homie. It started because they saw a massive problem. Accepting payments online was a fucking nightmare. It was fucking shit. Remember about old school payments? Impossible. It was broken, it was painful, and they understood the pain that it hurts deeply for all of us. Then they learned what they needed to learn to solve the fucking painful problem. They didn't spend years becoming expert first, or vibrating high, or being happy, feeling good. They learned as they built the solution. They focus on the pain, not the expertise. That is what made Stripe worth fucking billions. They solved a problem people would pay a lot of money to have solved. This isn't just a startup story, bro. It's a model, it's a business model, it's a mental model for how you should approach your own positioning. And GitHub followed the fucking same exact playbook. Success leaves clues, my friend. Listen to the clues and just follow the steps. You don't need to sit down and come up with a new innovative solution and change the world that shit, or just because Google is launching new agents to code faster and better, you just go there and smoke or drink their Kool-Aid. Market first, solutions after. Let's talk about GitHub. Here we go, bro. Here we go. Welcome, welcome. So Git was already invented when GitHub started. The technology existed, but using Git, or for all old school homies, for team collaboration was a fucking shit, and we all know that, and complex. Most developers fucking hated it. We all fucking hated it. We know that. Remember that back in the day? GitHub saw the fucking pain, and they didn't try to invent a better version control system. They didn't think I'ma be number one Git. Mm-mm. They focused on the pain. How do we make this easy for teams? They call that scratch our own itch, by the way. Scratch your own itch. What is painful to you? They weren't the most technically sophisticated solution. They were the most useful solution for the problem people actually had. That's why they're worth billions. They solved collaboration problem, not a technical one. And now let's bring it down to the individual level and see how freelancer applied this thinking, this mental model to 5x his income. Welcome. This is the freelance who went from 50 an hour to 250. This developer spent 5 years as a generalist, charging $50 an hour for WordPress and PHP work. He was busy but never made real money. A lot of stress. Fucking shit. And then he noticed a pattern in every e-commerce client. They all had the same fucking problem. Their checkout process was losing their checkout process was losing them customers for the friction, for the complexity, for how painful it was. He decided to specialize. He became the checkout optimization guy for Shopify stores. Store owners losing 10K a month to car abandonment, very specific pain, will happily pay him $5,000 to fix it. His rate went from 50 to 250 an hour. He didn't become a better developer overall. He became more useful to a specific market with a specific expensive problem. That's the entire difference. Now, hopefully this all makes sense. And let's look at the framework you can use to do it yourself. How to apply this step-by-step real nice wheel here. Market understanding. I'll make this simple for you. Get the sauce. We just saw how one developer 5x his rate by focusing on a specific problem. And here's the exact framework he used. This is the 5-step process for applying the market backwards approach to your career, homie. This is market needs Aikido. Step one, pick a niche. Not web development, not React, something specific like e-commerce, checkout optimization for SaaS onboarding flows. Step two is to talk to people in that niche. You're validating that problem is real and painful. Step three is the most critical. Validate the pain and the price. Will they actually pay to solve it? Do not assume. It's not a feeling. It's not feeling good. It's ask them what it would be worth. And only after you have validated the market and the price, you do move on to step four, learn the required skills. You only learn what you need to solve. You just learn what you need to learn to solve that specific problem. And finally, step five, learn by doing. Take a client and build a solution. You don't need to be an expert first. You need to be useful now. This framework flips the script on how you approach skill acquisition and income. Hopefully that all makes sense. Here's the deal. What does it mean? What does all this information mean for your current situation? So, this is the core message you need to internalize right now, friend. More frameworks won't fix your income. You can learn every JavaScript library that comes out this year and still be stuck in the same hourly rate. That's because you don't have a skills problem, you have a positioning problem. You're competing on skills, and skills are a commodity. Frameworks are free, the documentation is free, everyone can learn them. But positioning is rare. Positioning is knowing exactly who you serve and exactly what problem you solve for them. When you compete on positioning, you stop competing on price. You become the obvious choice for any specific problem. You need to stop thinking about what you can learn and start thinking about who you can serve, who you can help, where's the pain. This shift in thinking is what allows you to move from time-based billing to outcome-based billing. How this applies to your freelance income. We've established that you have a positioning problem, not a skills problem. So how do you translate this into real freelance income? Just stop chasing the next training framework, stop asking what you should learn next, and instead you start understanding your client's business outcomes. A client doesn't care about your tech stack, bro. They care about their conversion rate going up, or their team saving 10 hours a week, or their systems just stop crashing. They pay for the outcome, they pay for the business impact. When you position yourself as the person who solved their specific problem, you can charge for the value delivered, not the time spent. Mhm. And this is the difference between charging 50 an hour versus 5,000 for a guaranteed result. Same developer, same skill set, completely different income. It's all about changing the conversation from effort to outcome, bro. And this leads us to the final most important mental shift you need to make watching this video. So, the final mental shift that unlocks premium pricing. Stop trying to be impressive, bro. Start being useful. Impressive is about you, and that's gay. It's about your certifications, your code elegance, your technical depth. The market doesn't reward impressive, it rewards useful. Useful is about them. It's about solving their problem simply and effectively. When you focus on being useful, you stop worrying about being the best developer in the world. You only worry about being the right developer for their specific problem. Your next $10,000 is waiting for you to solve someone's problem. It's not waiting for you to finish another course or learn another framework. It's about fixing someone else's problem. Your $10,000, bro, is waiting for you to find a painful problem and offer a clear solution. This is the mindset that makes you the obvious choice, not just another option. Now, let's talk about what you need to do next. Your next move. Positioning Aikido. Welcome to Six Figure Engineer. Start with the market. The time for learning is over. The time for action is now. Your next move is to start with the market. This week, I want you to pick one niche, one specific market, and one specific problem. It could be anything we've discussed. Then you need to talk to five people in that niche, not to sell them, but to learn. Ask them about their biggest problem. Ask them what they're currently doing to solve it. And most importantly, ask them what they would pay to make that problem go away completely. After those five conversations, you will have more clarity on your positioning and learning potential that you've had in years. Straight up. That's your starting point. Okay? That's how you stop being stuck and start being useful. And that's how fucking money flows. Go find the problem.